Hi everyone, how are you doing tonight? Just getting everything set up on my end over here so I can see the chat. All right, perfect. I just need to mute it. All right, so tonight I plan on working. I had month 8 of my cotton cuts. There's 2 sections, and I had did the one for my video tutorial, and so now I'm sewing up the other section because the end of this month is the big reveal for the quilt. So because it's a puzzle mystery quilt, if you've been on my lives with me, I've talked about it before, but each month we just get a clue and it tells you how to make the blocks, and we don't find out how it all gets put together until the 10th month. So the end of this month is when we find out. So I have to make sure I have everything done before then. And I'm just gonna lay out my pieces here, matching them up to the fabrics. So I hope everybody had a good day today. I feel like the days are going by so quickly. It's so much nicer now with the spring is finally coming, and I feel like I have way more energy. And it's funny, it's even though it's this is month 8, but our 9th month of sewing this, I'm still double checking the fabric card to let me know which colors I need. There's quite a few pieces in this one, so I'm laying them all out so I can reach them easily. I always accidentally mix up like the pink fabrics, so make sure I'll be extra mindful tonight. All right, so I have Gutermann thread in it. I didn't switch it to the Aurifil, and I left an 80-12 needle in because that's what I was sewing the batiks with. So I'm hoping it works just as well with this fabric. If I need to put a smaller needle in, I might have to change it. And I didn't check the bobbin, so hopefully it lasts for me. So, and then every clue has the steps written here and how many of each piece you need to make. And so because I've already done one of each, I'm just dividing those numbers in half. So hopefully if everything sews up correctly, once it is done, I should use up all these pieces. And if you've thought about quilting, this is from Cotton Cuts. It's their puzzle mystery quilt, and it's all pre-cut and it ships monthly for you, or you can prepay all at once. Their flyaway quilt has just started, and the sign-ups are closing this Friday. So if it's something you're interested in, you could still sign up until Friday. And I really love these because it's great on nights where I don't want to have to really cut out anything, or if I don't know exactly what I want to sew. Since it's all pre-cut, ready for me to go, it works out really well. Hi Holly, how are you doing? Do you have your new sewing room all set up yet? So for the smaller pieces, I kind of hold them together If I need to clip them for the larger, I will, but because this is like one big piece, I've just been kind of holding them and bringing them to my machine. Oh, it's looking better? That's great. I know, I've been looking around my sewing room and I need to figure out some more organization. I brought a whole bunch of fabrics home and washed them, a whole bunch of knit fabrics. So my goal over the next couple weeks is I want to make some more clothes for my nieces. And if I sew through the knits, I'll have more storage space. Hi Lucy, how are you doing? Thank you guys for joining me. I was thrown off a little bit. I keep thinking today is Monday because in New York City we had there was a holiday yesterday. So I had to keep reminding myself it's Tuesday. Are you guys working on any projects or sewing anything right now? I feel like I've been doing a lot of quilting, not just the cotton cuts, but while I was home this weekend, I went to my local quilt store and picked up some fat quarters in the Tula Pink Alice in Wonderland. It came out a few years ago, but the Curiouser fabric line. And I'm super excited because I have a quilt pattern picked out. And so now it needed like 12 fat quarters. So I finally got all of them that I could actually start on it. You're driving home from Costco. All right, well, be safe. For this one, the next part is a flying geese, so I'm just making sure I'm laying everything out and double checking it. It was fun this weekend when I went home. Last week on my live, I had sewed up the peplum tops for my 3 nieces, and so I had did one fully on the live, but I hadn't hemmed them. So when I went home, I used my mom's sewing machine, and my nieces and we hemmed them together. So that was a lot of fun. My oldest niece did all of hers, like the arms and the bottom. One was too busy playing, and then another of the twins, she did the bottom, and I did the sleeves. So it was fun. I have Easter, like a week off, so I'm gonna try to cut out some more projects that we can do together since the older one enjoyed it so much. Hi Io, how are you? Yes, happy Tuesday. I can't believe it's already April 1st. I feel like the year has been flying by for me. I was worried. I thought I got it stuck in the feed dogs just now. Hi Arnetta. Is it cold today in DC? It was a little cooler here in New York than yesterday, but it was still nice. It still feels like spring, finally. And I was driving today and I saw like one of the magnolia trees is all blossom, so I'm super excited. That's good, Lucy. I totally understand traffic. I'm sure you get a lot of it out there in California too. Like here in New York, if I drive into the office, it takes like over an hour to go 7 miles. Yeah, I've been seeing some pictures of how they're like at their absolute peak. I'm gonna hopefully get to the botanical gardens here either this week or next week so we can see them. Because I know the magnolias are all out and they have some, the cherry blossoms, I guess the variety they have, some bloom sooner than the others. So I'm assuming that they are starting to. Oh, Lucy, I'm glad you're starting to feel better. Yeah, I agree, Holly. The blooms of the cherry blossoms, it does. It seems like all of a sudden one day they just completely like open up and are there. That's how I felt like the magnolias right now. But I love seeing it. Like all the buds are on the trees. Like I was driving and I was like, all right, well, you can still see into the woods, but give it a week or two and everything's going to be green again. Hi, Nicole. How are you doing? All right, so I actually have 2 more flying geese. I should have looked ahead because I could have did all 3 at once, but that's all right. I'm going to do the next 2 at the same time. Oh no, you're sick. I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, there's so many things going around, and with everything starting to bloom as well, it's definitely not helping. I know I definitely feel like my sinuses. Hopefully, I feel like every spring and autumn when the season changed, my sinuses start acting up. I've tried to be a little bit more mindful to hopefully catch it so it doesn't turn into anything. Aww. Yeah, hopefully it passes quickly for you. I love that these are just already die cut. I bought some of the fat quarters for the quilt, and I'm just like dreading that I'm now gonna have to cut out all the pieces myself. I bought one of them. I bought it a while ago. It's a pattern by Woolly Petals that is like little ghosts, and so I have the idea to do it with some Tula Pink fabric. But thankfully, I think it's a lot of squares. So hopefully that won't be too bad. I get spoiled by all the die cuts. Yeah, thanks. I thought it would be cool to do like the background in the Curiouser line with the Alice in Wonderland fabric from Tula Pink, and then do the ghosts in her I think she calls it fairy dust or fairy floss, one of them that's like white and it has like the rainbows. I just love everything bright and colorful. I also picked up a pretty fat quarter of this floral fabric that I'm thinking of pairing with some rainbow cork that I have, like a natural color cork, but has rainbow flecks. So I think I'm going to make myself a purse out of that, but I don't know what pattern yet. Hi Dawn, how are you? Yeah, everyone, thank you so much for joining in. I know as it with the warmer weather, you know, people are getting a little bit more busy and everything, so. realized I'm using like these scissors that come in one of the like the cheap like sewing repair kits, because I realized that my needle nose or whatever, like the pelican, is that what they call them, or the stork scissors that I usually use, I left them in a bag, not in this room. So what projects are you all working on? Arnetta, are you still knitting your shawl? My friend Liz talked about she used these clear envelopes from like the dollar store to organize her patterns and cut them out. So I've been doing that. It's been such a helpful system to keep everything organized. So I like to try to finish one project before I move on to the next. All right, so now I'm at a part where all these pieces that I just made, I have to put them in order. So making sure that I pay attention to the correct order. Hi, Kim. No problem. I hope things are good. Kim just released really cute floral zipper overlays and another little flower piece that you could turn to like a keychain or just like hanging off your bag. So she's Y6 made, so if you like making bags, definitely check it out because it's super cute. I'm just double checking, and like so this is what it's gonna look like when it's done. So I'm just double checking because nothing's worse than sewing it all together and realizing that you put them out of order. Oh, thank you, Holly. That's really nice of you. I love the sewing community. Everybody is so supportive. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, thanks, Holly. The colors are so fun. This was one that Sean picked out for me. This colorway I didn't choose, and he did such a good job. Like, it's definitely colors that I would have chosen. And I'm just going to make sure that I press my seam allowances as I go. Yeah, be safe, Kim. I know a couple of you are driving. Yeah. Here, because I forget too that here on the East Coast it's 8, but West Coast or middle of the country is a little bit earlier. Yeah, there's a lot of flying geese that make the arrows, so I'm really curious to see how this colorway comes together. And the designer, usually there's like a centerpiece and then everything is kind of like mirrored on the way out once the quilt is put together. But I believe this one, it's not going to be symmetrical, so it will be interesting because it will be the first one that's not. And what's fun is that at the last Friday of this month is when the last clue will come out, so we'll see how it's put together. So everybody in the Cotton Cuts group has, not everybody, but there's some people who are starting to guess how they think the colorway will come together. There's been some really good guesses, so I don't feel confident in my ability to make an accurate guess yet. Thought I just got this stuck, but I'm so bad about holding my tails that I thought it had got pushed down into the feed dogs, but the thread was stuck, the tail. Hi Wendy, how are you tonight? I love seeing everybody checking in, saying hello. So thank you so much. And those of you, I know there's quite a few people that will message me on the side who don't participate in the chat and watch, and I appreciate you guys as well. All right, so now I'm just adding it on that very first section that I made to the very top here. Yes, I'm doing well too. Thank you. Yeah, everything is good. And I have a center seam, so I'm just going to turn it towards me. So once I have seams that I need to match up, then I'll use my clips. So it's funny, I need to buy more clips. So when I'm at Lauren's at the end of this month at Mormino, I'm going to stock up. One of my nieces that I was sewing with this weekend was obsessed with the glitter clips. So I left her some so she could have. Making sure I press this the correct way. I love that they even tell you the direction to press everything. Like you literally don't have to think about any of it. So that way when you put it all together, it just matches up so nicely. Awesome. So this is one section done already. And I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but I'm super happy that this flying geese point matched up so perfectly to the center seam line. I don't usually stress it too much if they don't, but I'm always excited when they line up nicely. Oh, thanks, Holly. Yeah, there's a lot of the pieces have these three pinkish orange colors. So like this is the fabric card, but it's mostly dominated by the pinks and this orange one. So I'm really excited. There's also a lot of white in it too. You'll see the next block that I'm going to do. So that was 8A, this long one. So now I have this larger square one. This one has a lot of white in it. So it's B Basics by Lori Holt. Yeah, Wendy, that was a really good guess. And yeah, it's by Riley Blake. Yeah, so Holly, if you're interested, the back of all the colorways tell you. So it's B Basics by Lori Holt, and it's by distributed by Riley Blake Fabrics. But yeah, it's super cute. It has like little flowers on it, and the bright pink has scissors, and this is the green. It has just little X's, but the blue is adorable. It has like the old school TVs that I think over like my childhood. So it's really fun. Oh, okay. I don't know if I've ever um done or used any of her fabric before. But I definitely it falls into um like I tend to go for Riley Blake, Ruby Star, anything Tula. So all those bright, colorful. All right. So now I'm starting on the next section, and these I'm gonna have to do two of because I already made one of the blocks. So I should have two left of each. I'll have to check out her. Does she do quilt patterns as well, or just like design the fabrics? I'll have to look more into her. I feel like Cotton Cuts does a really good job. I always have trouble choosing the colorway because there's just so many good options. So it's also opened me up to like new designers that I've never heard of before. Okay, I'll have to check out her patterns too. I'll show you this. I want to do like a couch cushion pillow. When I was at my local quilt store this weekend, I just picked up this one. It's called Animal by Ruby Star Society. And I was super excited because the very first one has capybaras, and I love capybaras. And it's so cute. They have all different animals. Like, so and you can see again, it fits with all the bright colors. So if any of you have a pattern for a charm pack, or you think of one that would make a really good like pillowcase for throw pillow, definitely feel free to share. The Farm Girl Vintage. I'll definitely have to check that out. I grew up in a really rural area with a lot of farms, so I probably would really like that. I'm being like extra mindful because on these triangles it always wants to get like sucked down into the feed dogs, so it's funny for this quilt there's a lot of like flying geese and triangles, and the new puzzle mystery quilt has a lot of square blocks with like the diamond center. So it's been interesting to see the different trends and pieces, I guess you could say. Oh my gosh, in one block it had 69 pieces. Wow. I would definitely have to cut that one at a time. I couldn't imagine like pre-cutting the quilt all up front. I did that with another quilt that I'm working on. I would only cut out like 2 blocks at a time because anything more was just like super overwhelming. And I've just been using like for these sticky notes, like labeling them aren't so bad, but with some of the other quilts I've been cutting out myself, I need to get like better labels, or like labels that are already on maybe like the hair clips or something, just to clip everything together easier. So if any of you have a method that you like to like sort your fabrics by, if they're like cut out already, definitely feel free to share because I could use them. I'm just triple checking because it seems like every time, I don't want to jinx myself, but I feel like every time I do a Cotton Cuts quilt, I always end up reversing something. So I'm trying to be really mindful. Yeah, I can imagine, Wendy, at the end, like once it all comes together, or even I feel like I would be satisfied like block by block, like just that accomplishment. I think that's also why I do like switching things up. Like last week on my live, I was sewing clothes, and this week is quilting. And I think maybe next week, maybe I'll do a bag if I can get one cut out. But I like changing things up, because if I work on one project for too long, I get burnt out by it. But I also think that's one of the reasons that I do like sewing, is there's so many different things that you could sew in so many unique ways. Wow, 42 12-inch blocks. What size did that finish at? That seems like a very large quilt. Yeah, Wendy, mostly that's what I do too, and I've been trying to do more clothes, mostly for my nieces. When I first learned or decided that I was going to learn to sew, I bought a whole bunch of knit fabric in like characters and stuff, and I'm finally becoming like more comfortable with clothing. I have a serger and everything, so my goal is to try to sew through those knits that I have just stashed. Oh my gosh, 60 in your house alone. Wow. Wendy, do you sell or give them away or anything too? Oh, Kim, yeah. I would love to watch you live. I have one bag cut out for the next marathon. But part of it's not really a problem, but what I need to do for the bags is I don't want to sew any on here unless I ask. Unless it's my own pattern, unless I ask anybody if it's okay. So really, I just need to reach out to some designers. Yeah, I agree, Nicole. I really have been having fun with the lives. I'm so glad that I started to do it and have really kept myself committed to them, because I do look forward to it. Oh, that's great then. If it fits your bed, that's awesome. My last cotton cuts one that I did, the moonlit colorway, I need to figure out what backing I want, because I also have a queen size bed that I want to put on there. But usually I like minky on the back of my quilts, but I think that would be like really heavy for like the bed in the summer. Quilt worthy people, that is true. Yeah, so many people don't realize how much work goes into them. Winnie, how many would you say that you make a year? Holly, you want a quilt? My problem is I really, really love doing the piecing and the quilt tops, but so I have a bunch of unfinished tops that I need to get long armed, because this is like the only machine I have, and realistically, like, I don't have the patience for quilting. And like I could do like straight lines, but the feed dogs don't drop on this, so I wouldn't be able to do like a free motion. Oh, okay. So I was like, 60, oh my gosh, how many are you doing a year? But that's true. Holly, yeah, the top part is the fun part. Yeah. I think if I had a long arm machine, it would be like super fun, especially with what do they call it? Are they called not pantomes? Pantographs? Where you get the, you know, the prints or whatever that you can follow. But I don't foresee trying to quilt on a regular machine as fun to me. Oh, Nicole, how much longer till it's done? No, I haven't seen hers. I'll have to check it out. I haven't really been on social media so much today. I literally just went on like my Facebook group and Instagram and posted like a half an hour before this. And I was like, I'm going live tonight. Come join me if you want. I'm excited because the crafty reporter, her name is also Amber, and she is going to be at the So Bestie Socation in Vegas this summer, and I'm going to be teaching classes, so I'm excited to actually like get to meet her in person. Oh, you gifted her a quilt? Oh, that's amazing. I'm going to go look at it as soon as I'm off here. I panicked at first because I thought I needed 2 of these large squares, and I was like, I only have 1. But I don't. I only need this one. I'm just going to set it to the side for a second because there's a triangle piece we're working on. I love like these colors. Like it's popped so much against the white. So I'm, like I said, I'm really excited to see it all come together. So I'm just laying out the big triangle first. Oh, Wendy, yeah, that would be, so it works out great for me because it's in the summer, and I'm a teacher, so I have the summers off as of right now. So I'm really excited that it falls at a time that I can actually make it. Some of the other conventions I have to like cram it into a weekend or take like vacation days and stuff. Oh, I love layer cakes. When I did my puff quilt, I bought layer cakes and like cut them into 4. So then they were the same size as the charm pack squares, and then just use both. Wendy. Yeah, so I agree, Wendy, with like my bags. I don't like having them unfinished, but I think with the quilts, because it's something I would want to send out to a long armor, that those don't bother me quite as much. Though I have one quilt top right now that I bought hand quilting needles and the cotton, like the pearl cotton, and thinking about trying to quilt it myself with like the large stitches that you see, because it's mostly it's all solid colors, there's no prints, so I thought that would be kind of cool to outline the blocks and stuff myself. Oh yeah, that was when you were in Texas, right? You got to go test them out. That's awesome. Have you used it a lot since you've got it? Oh, that's great, Wendy. There's a local long armor near me, like 5 minutes away, but I follow him on Instagram, but I haven't like met him in person or asked him to do any of my quilts. I gotta figure out the backing and then for the top stitching. Yeah, that's what some people said too, that with like the cylinder arms, that it took them a while to get used to it for doing the whole bag, but the finishing touches is like perfection with them. See, like this little block, I don't know why this is like so appealing to me, but I think because of the 3 different colors that I love making this size or whatever. I mean, granted now it's all gonna get put together, but and I'm just making sure that I have them going in the correct direction. And this one's nice because I really haven't had to match up a lot of seams at all. Just like the final steps. Yeah, I've never even tried free motion, but I can't imagine that I'd be very good at it. Because I know you have to like keep it even pace. If I quilt anything, even for like my bags, it's all just straight line. And I don't know why, but I love quilting like diagonal straight lines. Like that's what I did when I made the sweatshirt with the quilted sleeve, or even the bag I'm carrying now that's quilting has the diagonal. Oh wow, Nicole. So do you have your long arm set up now, or you still have to wait to get that out? Okay, you just answered it. I'm finally glad that you get to do it again. It's funny because before I did sewing, I did a lot of like paper crafts, like scrapbooking and like Cricut stuff. I had like HTV and everything, and you don't realize how much sewing supplies, like how much space sewing supplies take up. Oh, that's so awesome, Nicole, to have 2 dedicated spaces. Alright, so now I just have to combine these 2 pieces together. This one does have seams, so I am gonna clip these and take my time making sure that they're lined up. Nicole, I cannot imagine moving, like, and I'm just in an apartment. I can't even imagine having to like move a whole house. My mom always yells at me. She's like, "Are you gonna take any of your stuff?" And I'm like, because so much of my stuff from growing up is still home, and I'm like, no, I don't have any room. these seams are going the same direction, so I'm just being extra careful there. That's funny, Holly. When I sew like this, my feed dogs, because like I don't think I can adjust the pressure of them, so sometimes they want to flip the seam allowance back on itself. Yeah, Holly, they really do. What's nice is that these blocks, I would say, depending on if you're sewing the small or the large size, each month comes together I'd say an hour, give or take, depending on how quick you sew and what size quilt you're doing. Yeah, I do follow her. I saw it on Instagram too. I think she posted it when she was in Australia. She's super sweet. I got to meet her in Tennessee. And that's how I found out about her, when I met her in person. And yeah, I'm in a quilt group called Young and Millennial Quilters, and I mean I do follow them in that millennial range, but it has quilters of all ages, and a lot of people were making the sweatshirts. And one woman had posted it around Christmas time, and so I was like, oh, I want one. So that's why I bought a red one, and I kept putting it off. So then it was past Christmas. So that's how I ended up doing the one with the flowers. Yeah, I couldn't imagine moving so much. I haven't moved like really that much. I moved to New York after college, and then from where I grew up in Connecticut to Florida, but not too much. Yeah. I like the pre-cuts just like for certain things where I think they're easier if I'm doing like the puff quilt, so I don't have to cut that down. But definitely yardage for other things. I like yardage too, because then I can use it for quilting and for bag making. Alright, so this is the second block, 8B. So yeah, that did come together pretty quick. I started right at 8 and I was still like laying out pieces, and it's only 8:50, so definitely came together quickly. If I was doing it all at once, I would have had 2 of each block, but I would have done both steps at the same time. But I always do one as like a full-length tutorial, and then it's been fun. Like normally I wait and then I'm sewing every month, like trying to catch up at the end. So it's been really good to pace them out and doing some of my cotton cuts on Tuesday nights with you guys. So this is what it ended up being. I'm going to label them for the pieces, and month 9 just released this past weekend, but I haven't done the tutorial for that. It'll be on my list this weekend. Yeah, so each of these are a block, Holly. So on here, this is what the clue looks like when you get it, and it's kind of small, so I don't know if you can see it, but it says 8A and 8B. So each month there's a different amount of blocks. Sometimes there's like 4 all the same, sometimes it's 2 and 2. And so then in month 10, they tell us how to put them together. So it might say like attach like 8B, 8A to 8B. Usually this will probably come together and make like a border, but it's a mystery. So when you purchase them, the small quilt I think finishes 72 by something, and then the large one I want to say it's like 80 by 80, and you can buy extra borders to make it larger. So yeah, if you don't like mysteries, then you might not enjoy it because you don't know ahead of time what the final look will be. But what's neat is, like, so mine, it's Josie, like, all they call these the colorways. They have like 12 different options, 10 to 12 different options. So everybody's sewing the same pattern for the small or the large, but when it comes together, because the fabric is so different, sometimes they look really different from each other. So I think it's the 24th off the top of my head. The last Friday in April is the reveal. So Holly, I'll post about it because I'll be live on the reveal. So if you're curious to see what it looks like, that's when we show them all, and you can see what's cool about watching the reveal is there's different ambassadors on, and the quilt pattern writer and cotton cuts, and everybody shares, so then you can see the colorways next to each other and how different they come out. Wow, I'll definitely put a reminder in my group. That's going to be a busy weekend because I'm going to be at Sew Whatever Studio that weekend as well. All right, so I think I'm gonna hop off here. It's a little early tonight, but I'm happy to get it finished. So it's funny. Some nights I end a little early, and then sometimes I go over. But when I started the Tuesday nights, I wanted to shoot for around an hour. You only make, yes, I agree, Wendy. I'm short though, so I'm only 5'2". So thankfully, like, even the throw size, sometimes I can, wrap around myself. Like, my favorite one right now, I use it on the couch all year long, is I made a Tula Pink puff quilt, but I literally made it exactly big enough that, like, if I pulled it up to my chin, it would still cover my feet. And I purposely stuffed it with cotton stuffing instead of the polyfill to give it more weight, and backed it with Minky. So it's so heavy, it almost acts like a weighted blanket. It's like my favorite blanket to use. But thank you guys so much for hopping on again. I say it every week. I do really look forward to it. It makes me so happy, especially seeing, like, the same ones of you popping back in week after week, and I really do appreciate the support. I love Tula Pink. Yeah, Tula Pink is my favorite. I could sew everything of her stuff. Yeah, Nicole, Lucy, and Wendy, if you ever get inspired, a puff quilt with that cotton stuffing, it was like perfection. I didn't know if I was crazy at first because it is so dense, it could be kind of hard, but I'm so happy I went with that. Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing with, I haven't really put a quilt on my bed yet because I like the thickness of a comforter. So I have to figure out what I want to back it with that will give me that weight, but not necessarily the extra warmth of the Minky, because I want to be able to use it this summer. Because it's a gray one that has like a beach theme, so it's perfect for summertime. Alright guys, I hope you guys all have a good night. I hope everything's going well and that you have a good week. And I will hopefully see you guys back next Tuesday. Or if you join me in any of my social media groups, I'll be posting. I have a lot of plans over the weekend to try to catch up. So I'm sure I'll be posting a whole bunch of stuff that I'm working on. So have a good night, everyone. Bye.